Hello, welcome to Comics Without Capes, where I chat about comics without superheroes. Today I wanted to talk about a gothic horror historical fiction book, Agnes, Murderess by Sarah Leavitt. And this book is pretty much entirely done by hand by Sarah. So this book covers the life of Agnes McPhee. She allegedly killed 50 people over the course of 10 years. In BC during the Gold Rush. It's from 1865 to 1875. So this book kind of is a reimagining of how her life could have been. So Sarah Leavitt, the author, kind of found out about this history, which she was at first like, oh, okay, that's like an interesting story, but was kind of haunted by the idea of it. And as she read more into it, it's not really something that's verifiable to have actually happened. But she just kind of went with it and ended up making this book of just imagining a whole story for her. To me, this kind of feels like an adult fairy tale, like a dark one, where the characters kind of feel like they're almost fairy tale characters. They're not crazy deep in terms of the depth that you get to know them in. And you do start out the book with kind of a child beginning where there is a creepy grandma thing going on. So it had that fairy tale for adults vibe to me. And I quite liked it. I liked the art in it. Sarah Leavitt has a kind of unique style to her comics. I quite like the simplicity in her drawings, honestly, because you get right to the meat and potatoes of what you need. There's no extra details really, so you can really appreciate what is on the page. And she has a way of nailing facial expressions. I think I said this in my video that I did talking about her other book, Tangles, but this book and Tangles, the few lines that she uses and just really gets facial expressions is so good to me. I liked the visuals, and I also liked that you were following a complicated character, someone who you're not really supposed to love. She's not the most likable character. She's not really a good person, but you are kind of following her story. So there's times that you can kind of be a little sympathetic to her. Maybe you get kind of into her history, into her head, but you also have certain things that are still left up to interpretation. So I quite enjoyed this. It is a book that covers kind of 3 places. So we're looking at Scotland, England, and Canada. Unfortunately, I think this physical book is only available in Canada. There is on the publisher's website a digital version. So I'm not sure if you can buy the digital version outside of Canada. It says availability is Canada only, but I don't understand why a PDF would be. So you might be able to just get it that way. I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a very interesting look at colonialism, really. It touches on some of the icky bits of colonialism as well without being too heavy-handed on it. It's addressing people who were there. Sarah Leavitt worked for 9 years on this book, and she really tried to make it historically accurate. She did a ton of research on it. I think you can really feel the accuracy that she tried to get with the book. So it's an interesting mix of some accurate history with some more lore-like horror elements. So quite an interesting experience. I don't think I've ever read a book like it. If you're just curious about the lore behind it, I will try and put a couple of links just talking about the alleged history with Agnes. And I'll also link the publisher info in my description. Thanks for joining me. And if you have read this book, feel free to leave a comment saying how you felt about it. And if you want to get more chats about comics without superheroes, feel free to subscribe.